All right, everyone. I accidentally punched myself up there for a little bit, so sorry about that. I'm wave meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of our forecast tonight and tomorrow, and I'm sure so many of you all have questions, and rightfully so, about the potential of both storms tonight and also strong storms tomorrow, possibly multiple rounds of them, and it's been kind of an evolving forecast. So I will do my best to answer your questions. If you have any and you're able to comment from whatever streaming platform you're watching from, I'll do my best to answer those because it's been a bit of a tough forecast, not only this weekend, but the past couple of weekends, but we're starting to get a better picture of what's going to be happening tomorrow and really especially tomorrow morning. So I see numbers going up. Looks like some of you guys are jumping on. So we're going to go ahead and get started because we have seen some showers and storms right across our southern counties, south of Louisville, pretty much right along the Western Kentucky and Bluegrass Parkways. And I'll throw this up so you guys can see. It's created some cloud cover that's drifted and pretty much moved all across the region. And those storms, they were not severe. A couple of them had some heavy rain, though. We did see quite a bit of rain from some of those storms earlier this afternoon. And luckily, they have faded pretty quickly. And now we're just going to be dealing with this next round that we have further off to our west. And a couple of warnings are tagged with that one, too. But we're going to take you through a view of the radar as well. And again, if you guys are watching, I see Marianne Carney. She has commented, if you guys have questions, comments, or just want to let me know what you've seen so far today, or just want to say hi or shout out, whatever it might be, I will do my best to get you guys. Okay, so I do want to give you kind of a radar tour, and you'll see that a couple of showers now are moving further to the east, closer to Danville now. They'll be there here. They'll be there here before long. A couple of showers to our south with this system that really just fizzled out pretty fast, which was expected. It did look a little ominous there for a while as it started to work towards Western Kentucky, as it was moving out of Arkansas, the Missouri, kind of the, what is it, the Quad State area, I want to say. Don't quote me. But that's where we saw some of those stronger storms, but they have luckily weakened, and most of the strong activity was off to central parts of Tennessee. Okay, so let's talk about what's off to our west, because these also don't look so good, if we're being completely honest. These are some stronger storms, but here's the thing, they are likely going to weaken before they get here because our atmosphere has been a little worked over already. We still do have some ingredients, don't get me wrong. We have lots of moisture. That's like one of the main ingredients that we have for not only tonight, but also tomorrow, and which is why that flooding threat, that flash flooding threat, is going to be pretty high for tomorrow morning, especially. So you just want to make sure. We'll talk more on tomorrow morning in a second, but heavy rain, bottom line, these storms have a lot of rain. I tend to get sidetracked, so I'll try to make sure I am right on par. Anyway. We have a severe thunderstorm warning to our west. That is going to be for Wayne County and south central Illinois-ish. It's south of Effingham, so I guess it's closer to southern Illinois. And that is does have a tornado possible tag on it, meaning there's probably some rotation, maybe not quite enough to warrant a tornado warning. But we'll go ahead and look at some of the velocity. Oh yeah, there's definitely some decent rotation with that storm. Pretty broad, which is good. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see too many rotating storms. But I will say with the storm potential tomorrow, oops, I did not mean to do that. I hit the wrong button. But with the storm potential, a few rotating storms can't be ruled out. So just something to keep in mind. I don't want too many people to panic. I really don't think that chance is going to arrive until early tomorrow morning. Overnight, I think most of the storms will be tame, but we're going to watch these clusters as they get closer to us, closer to 10, 11 p.m., especially close to midnight too. But okay, sorry, got sidetracked. A couple of storms off to our west. As I mentioned before, some severe thunderstorms, a lot of lightning with these, some broad rotation. I'll put up the velocity, which again, those are our wind gusts. I don't like the look of the one that's trailing that one that has the severe thunderstorm warning. Oops, lost my place. It's kind of, though, in between the radar sites. And when we say that, it means it's pretty far out from the radar itself. So that doesn't necessarily give us the best information and the best view of the lower part of the thunderstorm, that where, like, closer to where we would feel the impacts. So upper level rotation, that's pretty common with supercell thunderstorms. It's that low level rotation that we have to watch out for, because that's where we could start to see, some funnel clouds. That's how those storms form, essentially, is when we see that lower level rotation happening. But so far, it's a little hard to tell, a little tough to tell. This one, it's pretty broad rotation at this point, pretty weak. So that's good, but I'm glad that's over there, not over here right now. So we're not dealing with it. No storms really for us right now, and they are not severe. Any of the ones that are happening for us, again, we're looking at southern and central Illinois near Mount Vernon. So a lot of storms over that way. I'll turn on the lightning so we can see a little bit better. And I really have been looking at the radar, I feel like, so much lately, but I do enjoy the science behind radar and the radar technology that we have. I think it's really interesting. So that's why I tend to spend a lot of time on it. But so this cluster is going to be moving towards us later tonight, and then again later tonight, and it will likely be in a much weaker fashion, which is good. We've been pretty lucky so far today in terms of our strong storm. So you'll notice that we do have a small spike close to midnight, kind of going back and forth on how early and quickly these will get here. I think sometime between maybe 10 o'clock and midnight. 10 o'clock might be a little generous, but we'll be watching it regardless. You'll see the red bars there. That's going to indicate when we have the chance of seeing some strong storms. That will be the best time frame, from about 5 a.m. to roughly 11 a.m. So it's going to be gradually moving. That threat will shift from west to east as the complex moves through. So yeah, that's what we're going to be expecting. And it will likely start as just some heavy rain before we see some embedded stronger storms. I think that's going to be kind of the scenario we expect to pan out. Okay, I will read some of your all's comments now before we get into the nitty gritty of the alert day itself. Marianne Carney says, good evening, Jessica from Memphis, Indiana, traveling to WKU tomorrow to move my grandson in. Well, congrats for him going to WKU. That is obviously my alma mater too. I love that place. Bowling Green's great. So is WKU. I love it. She says, how bad does it look for us? Depends on the time. It really depends on what time you're going. The earlier you leave, probably the more stormy it's going to be. The afternoon round is going to be very conditional, kind of dependent on what happens during the first half of the day, and then again how the atmosphere recovers. Steve says, we had about 30 seconds of rain here in Brandenburg about a half hour ago. Good to know. Hello to Tina from Mount Washington. Steve says, hello, Jessica, keep the rain away on my birthday Thursday. Well, happy early birthday. Thursday's actually looking pretty dry. Once we get through this mess, we'll be in much better shape. So you just got to trust me on this one. It'll be worth it. I know it's going to be a headache and a half, I feel like, tomorrow morning. And we'll have Tawana here to help. If not, probably, I feel like Be Good might be coming in too. And if I have to, I'll come back in as well. I have no issue with that, because we know that things could get a little messy, especially when it rains on a Monday morning, and it could be strong. So we got your back. Let's see. Rebecca Hill says, traveling in the morning in Southern Indiana, how will the conditions be? Bottom line, there's going to be heavy rain for just about all of us. We could see some embedded strong storms. So something to keep in mind when you're thinking about your neighborhood, your commute, your drive. If there are areas that are kind of prone to ponding on the roadways, if there are areas, I know, like my parents' house, my parents' street, there's always this one part that typically floods anytime it rains a whole bunch. So you want to try to avoid those kind of areas tomorrow, if at all possible. That's probably going to be my best advice. And obviously, too, download the Wave Weather app, watch us in the morning. We will have all of the details you need to know, and the app is going to be a great tool to have, because we'll be constantly updating that. And if there are any alerts, you'll be notified. Nancy says, will it be similar to the one last week that caused school to have a 2-hour delay? I didn't know there was actually a 2-hour delay. That's actually news to me. Was was that Monday? That was probably from the Monday morning storms, late Sunday, early Monday. I don't think it's going to be the same setup as what we saw then. I think this is a much more wind and heavy rain driven threat. There's a low chance of a tornado or two, of course, and that was the case that we saw last week. But I think just the timing of this is just not going to be ideal for the morning commute. Let's see. Oh, goodness. Mary says, what time will the storm start in Sonora, Kentucky? I have to wait for the bus, and the bus gets me at 6:45. Okay, we'll talk. I'll show you through FutureCast here soon. But again, that time frame, it's going to be for our western counties first by about 5 or 6 a.m., and then it will get closer to central Kentucky by about, I would say, 7 or 8. That's my timing and thinking. That could change a little bit, but that's overall been the trend that we've been watching for. Let's see, any severe storms around Brandenburg in the morning rush? It's too early to, say if we're going to have a severe storm or not, or, we'll likely have a couple of warnings, I would think. If the winds are strong enough, regardless, that rain is going to be very heavy and could lead to that flash flooding potential. And flash flooding can be really dangerous. Don't drive through the flooded waters. I don't care if you're running late. I don't care if people are honking behind you. I know it can be really stressful when people are doing that and pressuring you, but don't drive through the flooded water. Not worth it. I promise you'd much rather be late than stuck in the water and potentially ruin your vehicle and ruin your day, obviously. And then, of course, you put yourself in a lot of danger there. Derek always asking about Southern Indiana, asking if the stores and restaurants will be fine today, tonight, and tomorrow morning. We'll see some showers and storms. I think the best chances of strong storms will be tomorrow morning. Southern Indiana could see some of those, but I think the best chances will be for our Kentucky counties, mainly south and mainly just south of the river, I would think, is what I'm thinking so far. Owenton, Kentucky, Karen checking in. Hello to you. Hello to Derek once again. Mary says, I don't want to be in the middle of the storms. Yeah, I don't blame you. Let's see. Glinda Lucas says, hi, Jessica. Showers a little while ago with some thunder, but calm right now in Bardstown. Have an hour drive in the morning at about 6:30. What should I expect? That's going to be cutting it close with some of the storms, depending on which direction you're headed. If you're heading south, like South 65, that might be not ideal. That's probably not going to be ideal because you'll more than likely run into the storms. You might be able, if you're heading north and east, you could outrun them for a little bit, depending on the speed that they're going to be moving. Hello to my friend Michelle Kemper. Good to hear from you as always. Let's see, we have Carissa asking about Southern Indiana tomorrow morning and night. Ashley says, so chances of storms overnight, but the strong threat is during the time everyone is getting up. Essentially, yes. I think we could see a couple of robust storms overnight tonight. But I think that's going to be with this round, that's going to be arriving close to 10 o'clock midnight. So it shouldn't keep you up too long, and it's going to be weakening too. And we'll talk about that in FutureCast. What about total rainfall in New Albany? Are you asking? I'm assuming you're asking like the forecast rainfall totals, because I think we're gonna get a lot of rain, y'all. Some spots more than others. Let's see. Cameron says, any other severe in the forecast? So far, tomorrow is really the best chance of severe weather for the next at least 10 days. It's going to be much drier after tomorrow. Tuesday, a couple sprinkles. Ashley says, wait, 7 to 8 for us in Wave Country. I'll go over the timing exactly for you in just a few moments. And that way we're not totally through the nitty gritty yet. Just trust me. Shonda says, something tells me I should cat nap tonight. Yeah, that's what I do. I cat nap essentially. It is, I don't think the overnight threat is going to be the one that we're mainly concerned about. It really is going to be likely tomorrow morning. That's where we have more energy and wind energy, especially to work with, and a lot of moisture too. My goodness. Marion Carney says, we have house sitters tomorrow for our dogs. Hope it won't be too bad in Memphis tomorrow afternoon. Yes, Shannon, I cannot pronounce your last name. I won't try because I that would be bad. Says late to the party, recap at the end for Lowell. Yes, I'm just honestly getting started. We've just kind of talked about the radar and the overall timing. Tuesday, I don't think we're going to see too many problems. Light rain, some gusty winds at times. Amy Jones says Jackson County going to get hit hard tomorrow, question mark. Best chances I really think are going to be along and south of the river. You guys will probably, though, still see some strong storms, but just maybe not quite as intense as areas south of the river. At least that's what we're thinking right now. It's always good to make sure you're prepared regardless. Charge your devices, things like that. Just make sure you're staying weather aware, as we like to say. Ashley says, rain gauges tomorrow. Do you all need totals? That would be awesome. I mean, if you're able to, we always appreciate your all's reports. That's super helpful, and to our forecast and to the National Weather Service folks. And we always appreciate anytime you guys send pictures or reports and do it so safely. Do not put yourself in danger or at risk. And Johnny says, just tune in. Looks like based on that graph, it's mostly going to be in the morning. Correct. YouTuber says, is she for real? I am real. I'm assuming you're joking. No rain on Friday. That's a moving day. David, no rain on Friday. Maybe a few showers, like really isolated light showers late Thursday, early Friday, but that chance has looked lower and lower with each passing day. So you should be good to go. We have some people asking about Grayson County. Alrighty. Okay. So I've answered a lot of y'all's questions, taking the time to do that. Now we're going to get more so into the nitty gritty, because I know Dusty is going to be going live here soon about some stuff with sports. So I don't want to take up too much of his time either. But I won't rush through it. Don't worry. I'll get to everyone's questions. So strong storms, they'll likely impact our morning commute. The main impacts that we'll be seeing with that round of storms will be the strong wind gusts and flash flooding. We're talking heavy rain. These are going to be dumping a lot of rain over a short period of time. We could see some embedded rotation, meaning an isolated tornado or two can't be ruled out. Then round two will be possible tomorrow afternoon. That's conditional, though, again. So that's really depending on how tomorrow morning unfolds and if we're able to recover any of that energy during the afternoon when we are able to get some dry time in between some of the thunderstorm activity. So this is a severe risk we have. Again, I was saying kind of along and south of the river. The yellow area, that level 2 of 5 risk. The scale is at the top. It goes marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, high. I know the words are kind of sometimes confusing, but we try to tell them to you guys as much as possible to get you used to them. Or at least that's what I try to do. But level 2 of 5, that's pretty low on the scale, just generally speaking. And the primary impacts will be the heavy rain and gusty winds. That's one of the reasons why we have that there. I really think closer to eastern Kentucky, we have a better chances of seeing some of those stronger storms. So something to keep in mind there. Okay, we're going to get into the FUTURECAST now. Again, this model is already not doing so hot with planning out what's going to happen later tonight. This is what it thinks the radar looks like in about 30 minutes. That is not the case. So we'll take this one with a grain of salt, just see what this run in particular. We'll likely have another one coming out here shortly. So it has, what I'm assuming this thinks the cluster that's right now in southern Illinois is already here. And then here comes the round tomorrow morning, slows it down a little bit actually. So this is, I'm so sorry, I needed to put pause points and I did not do that. So this is through about 6:30 tomorrow morning. Again, this is not exact. This timing will continue to kind of fluctuate a little bit, hour or two, give or take. I think we could see them arrive a little bit earlier than that for our westernmost counties. And you'll see that leading edge where it kind of bows out. We've talked about that before. We had to deal with that last weekend. Some of the bowing segments that can create those really powerful wind gusts and knockout power and just honestly just more of a nuisance than anything, but they can cause some damage. So be really careful, especially if you're driving. I would say if you're driving on a north to south road tomorrow or highway, whatever that might be, just be really careful if you're in a high profile vehicle. If you are next to semis, give them lots of room, things like that. Just be careful. I can't say that enough. And then we could see these get closer to the metro. I'm so sorry. Closer to the metro again by about 8 a.m. I would say so. Between 7 and 8, more so are central most counties. And then you'll see how it kind of weakens with that bottom chunk is a little on the stronger side. So I think that's what the Storm Prediction Center is probably accounting for when we have some of those better ingredients south of, honestly, even Louisville. So we'll see that first wave move through. We'll get a bit of a break. We try to clear things out. And depending on how much we can clear out, how much sunshine, I have such a hard time saying that sometimes, how much we get and dry out, that will be a big player in determining if we get some afternoon and evening storms, which it looks like this one in particular is not showing much of anything in terms of a second round. So there you have it. That's just kind of how it's been going with these models, back and forth between trying to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow morning, how strong it will be, and then if we'll see something in the afternoon. But I will say that cold front's going to move through in the afternoon. So we have the trigger mechanism there to spark some of the storms. It's if we can deal with some of the ingredients or if there are any left, essentially. Okay. And again, if you guys have questions, feel free to leave a comment. I will do my best to answer them. Okay, so this is another one of our models. Again, this is the first time I've looked at it in about 30 minutes to an hour. Actually touching base with Tawana, who is texting me about what time she plans to get in. But okay, distraction. So let's take you through this FUTURECAST and show you what might unfold. So this one I think has a better grip on the storms to our west, moving through central and southern Illinois. Could arrive here about midnight, but look how much they weaken. Yes, there's still some reds and pinks there, but they're going to be weakening pretty fast. You'll see how quickly that happens almost as soon as they get close to a couple of our counties. So places like Orange County, Crawford, maybe into Harrison and Washington counties in Indiana, parts of Meade County. You could see some of these storms tonight. That's if they're able to hold it together. And then this is what we could potentially see by tomorrow. So it actually looks like we might have to slow down the timing a little bit. Okay, I just have another comment from Michaela who says, just joining, can you do a quick run through and what our main concerns are? I'm not ready for Kansas. I don't like naders. Tornadoes not going to be the main threat we expect. So it's just going to mostly be heavy rain, wind, and then the timing of it just kind of stinks when it comes to the morning commute. So it looks like I still think our best time frame, at least for our centralmost counties, near Louisville, that's going to be close to between like 7 and 8. So I actually think I will push the timing back a little bit more, closer to the 6 o'clock hour for some of our, for when the storms first arrive, or 6 o'clock hour, excuse me. So this takes you through about 7:30, 8:30. These could even stick around as late as 9:30, according to this run and model. You'll see bright shades of red and oranges. That indicates heavy rain. Not great timing. Sorry, I'm just trying to analyze this as I'm talking. So we'll see that clear out by midday. And then these storms try to form with that front if there is any clearing. So there you go. There you'll see some of those storms trying to pop up. This will take place more than likely late tomorrow afternoon before sunset. That's the general timing that we're expecting for that second round, that second wave to move through. Oops, looks like, there we go. That little white bar tends to not fully stay there for me. Anywho, after the front moves through, it will get a little gusty tomorrow night, and that cooler, drier air will rush in, followed by a couple of light sprinkles and some cloud cover tomorrow afternoon-ish. Won't be anything that's too terrible. It's just going to be kind of gloomy, and it's going to be a lot cooler. Maybe I'll make chili tomorrow. It isn't necessarily going to be chilly weather, chili like the soup, the food, but with the rain and the cloud cover and the noticeable change, it might just like make me excited and make me want to do that. Anyway, let's talk about rainfall totals now. Okay, so this is one model. I haven't actually looked at this one in a little bit either. So looks like by the end of the week, we could pick up close to roughly an inch or two of rain. And this is really where we're going to get the bulk of it. And this is not the most high resolution data either, but some, I think, locally higher amounts, closer to maybe 2.5 inches, will be possible, but still an inch or two is quite a bit to get over a short period of time. Okay, now I'm going to recap for everyone. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and recap the alert day information. And I'm going to go ahead and change this to 6 a.m. I was going back and forth with it pretty much all afternoon about what time frame I liked. So 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. will be that first round. Second round is still kind of up in the air, but it's still possible tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. The main threats, the heavy rain is going to be very impactful. It is going to be torrential rain. So that means like your wipers full speed. If you're at home, you'll be in fine shape. Okay, so I don't want you guys to worry too much about that side of it. I mean, it's still going to be windy. Power could still go out for a few spots, but it's going to be embedded. That flash flooding risk will be the highest threat out of all of them. And then with some of those embedded strong storms, we could see some rotating storms, an isolated strong storm or two, isolated rotating storm could lead to an isolated tornado or two. And how we recover will determine that round two. That's why it's possible, but I think it's much more likely that we see the stronger storms during the morning hours, at least at this point. Just how things are panning out right now. Ashley Nicole says, now I want to make chili. I know, me too. Love chili. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. And you can, once I'm done with this Facebook Live, you can actually go back and watch it. I think Twitter is the same way, and maybe YouTube as well. So if you need to go back and watch it, or if you missed something, or if you want to hear something again, you can always do that. All right, here's why the storms will be worth it. Check this out. This isn't even the best part. It's going to be much cooler Tuesday, mid-70s for highs. Yeah, that's like our low temperature we saw this morning. So it's going to be really nice, much cooler. It'll be a little drier too. It's just going to take a little while because the back edge of that low pressure has to exit. It might have a little bit of moisture caught up in it still, and that could drop some very light showers, and then we'll be pretty much done with rain for a while after that. It's like Mother Nature knew the state fair was starting this week, because check this out. Yes, tomorrow will be stormy. 76 Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be amazing. If you do not have plans for Wednesday, make them right now. Whether that's in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, for dinner plans, whatever. It's going to be awesome. I see a comment already. Shauna says, are we talking hoodie/jacket type wet or type cooler? Maybe in the morning. Maybe in the morning. If you're a little more cool natured like myself, we'll see some 50s, especially in southern Indiana. So it'll be a little crispy outside, is what I like to say. That crisp fall air feel to it. But that'll likely take place tomorrow night and Wednesday morning, then again Thursday morning. Those are when the best, most cool temperatures will likely take place throughout this week. It will still be kind of muggy at times. Wednesday's going to feel pretty good though. The end of the week is when we start to see the humidity level pick up a bit. And so check this out. This is this is what we have on the way for next weekend. Yeah, by the end of the week, it's still pretty nice. I mean, Thursday and Friday, mid-80s, we can handle that. 91, it's like, okay, that's pushing it, but manageable. Then we start to go 93, 94. And of course, these numbers will likely change a little bit as we get a better idea of how exactly this will pan out. But as of right now, we're looking at mid-90s possibly for a decent stretch there. And the Weather Prediction Center, they put these temperature outlooks out, and we use these to just, it's essentially a probability scale of how high of a chance do we have of seeing above average temperatures. So we have a very high chance, no shocker there. High pressure is just going to kind of build into the region, and looks like as of right now, we're going to get stuck like that. And that's fine by me. I mean, obviously the heat is not fun. Heat stinks. Bottom line, makes your electric bill go up, but I would much rather deal with the heat than these constant storms, and where so many people have anxiety about them, and it upsets your pets. And yeah, I know the heat's not ideal either. We're not, but it's still summer. I mean, we're used to seeing many more days in the low mid-90s than what we've seen so far. So we've just hit the tip of the iceberg, I feel like, with some of the 90-degree temperatures this year. So this is your 10-day. Check out how dry I'm so proud of that. I really hope we don't have to change that. We'll say pretty dry as we get towards Tuesday night. We should be pretty much done with the rain. After that, the only small disturbance that tries to move through is Thursday night and into early Friday. So we'll watch out for that. Otherwise, nice and dry this for the next several days. Even if we do have that little small shower chance Thursday night, it's going to be awesome. Enjoy this week. Get outside. It's going to be amazing. Grill out. Take advantage of this nice weather while it's here, because it's going to kind of get flipped upside down by next week. So, alrighty. Let's see. Justin Logan is trolling my live. Where is he? I don't see him. I don't see Justin Logan. I love Justin Logan, though. He's great. Anyway, I will try to... I'm so sorry. I'm just now going through. I just realized a lot of these comments I missed. Shonda says, just get the storms out of here by the 21st. I think we'll be pretty dry by then. Ashley Nicole says, trading one weather problem for another. And she says, okay, done. I'm done commenting now. No, you can comment all you want, as long as they're nice. It says, Michaela says, if we're getting a heat wave, that means we're probably going to get bad storms with another cold front. It's too early to say that can be the scenario, but we have to have the right ingredients in place. That's not always what happens. But if we see a big dramatic change in temperatures, that can oftentimes happen. Let's see. Crystal says, I will take the heat over the storms. You and me both. Amanda says, sorry, missed most alive. Do we need to worry about any severe storms for overnight, or is it just the ones after sunrise? I think overnight, the ones are going to be pretty tame. Just maybe as some of our western counties could see some strong wind gusts and maybe some hail. I think the storms are going to weaken quite a bit before they get here. But yes, some ones around sunrise, 6, 7 a.m. You want to make sure you're staying weather aware. Thomas says, let's just get these storms out of here. I agree fully with you with that statement there. Oh my gosh, hi Justin. It's so wonderful to see you and hear from you. It's your weekend though. Shouldn't you be getting ready for bed? It's getting kind of late. Don't you work tomorrow morning? Well, maybe are you working tonight because of the storms? Anyway, I'll mind my business. All right. Really awful next weekend without AC. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hopefully you get that taken care of. Storms and heat don't scare me. Bring it on is what Thomas says. No, thank you. I'm good. All right. Let's see. I am probably going to hop off here now. Oh my gosh. It's been almost 35 minutes. I'm on this live. So anywho, I hope you guys stay safe tonight. We will, of course, see you tonight at 11. We'll have an update to your forecast then. We're watching the storms in southern central Illinois right now, just kind of seeing what they do as the sun goes down, especially. That's going to be a big factor, I think. Yeah, and just make sure you stay weather aware. Don't let yourself be so worried you don't get sleep. Just make sure you have, ways to wake up if there is a warning. Especially if you plan on sleeping in tomorrow, which I usually do because I work my wild shifts, but I'm probably going to end up waking up a little early just to make sure we're good and just to make sure that Tawana and whoever else is here doesn't need some backup. But okay, I am done rambling now. See, that white bar went away again. I don't know. Technology, man, doesn't really like me that much. But I hope you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And yeah, we will see you tonight at 11, and hopefully things are calm for your commute tomorrow. Just be sure to take it easy. Give yourself extra time. Be patient. Just remember, we're all human, and we all have places to be. I would much rather be late than have someone get hurt because they were trying to rush or do something silly. But okay, that's my soapbox. I will get off of it now and let you guys enjoy the rest of your night and have a great start to your work week. I will see you at 11 along with Noelle and Dusty.